What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Welcome. It's been a while since I've done a live on this on the channel. Just really been kind of like in and out this year, but we are definitely getting back into this like full time. It's just been a hell of a journey since last year. So thank you for all the support. Thank you for everyone coming and joining in and joining the live stream tonight. We're gonna kind of just talk about a couple things. Obviously, the 53-man roster. Definitely gonna talk about the cuts. Maybe some latest news, latest some injuries, latest things on what Baker Mayfield said recently about Week 1 against the Cleveland Browns. And then after we kind of get through all those discussions that we're going to be discussing tonight, I kind of going to leave the floor open to all of y'all for a nice little Q&A kind of ordeal. So Brandon Hatcher says, howdy. What's going on, Brandon? Thanks for joining the live stream. Guys, make sure you just do me one favor. All you have to do is just smash the ever-living fuck out of that like button for me. Literally, that's it. That one thing helps out the channel so much. Definitely on the road to 2,500 subscribers. Like I said, if we get that 2,500 subscribe marker, I will do a 2-ticket giveaway. And throughout the year, I'm going to be doing giveaways. Maybe even every game of the week until the bye week. Maybe I might do a giveaway each week, just something fun to just get y'all involved in with the channel and stuff like that. So Joshua Hall says, what's happening, Panther fam? Joshua Hall, thank you for joining the live stream. Yeah, like I said, only thing you have to do is this right here. Make sure you smash that's it. That's all you have to do. So 6 of y'all are watching right now, 4 of y'all are watching. So yeah, first things first is what I wanted to go over is that win in preseason over the Buffalo Bills. Kind of wanted to discuss that a little bit. I'm gonna turn this music down just a little bit. I don't think it's too loud now. Yeah, I mean, the end of the preseason, I thought it was great that we ended it up on a high note with a 21 victory over those Buffalo Bills. Obviously, I mean, we all know that it wasn't their starters in the game and stuff like that. But I was very impressed with, Baker, finally, registered his first, passing touchdown on the second drive of the game, and which was a nice move out to Deontay Foreman, and then so. And I got to look at some of that game a little bit, and I was very impressed with what I was seeing on defense from guys, especially Derek Brown. It looked like in that game, Derek Brown might be coming for blood this year, so I was very impressed with that. And Shi Smith seems to amaze me every single time I watch him play, and YGM and Jeremy Chin, I thought we stepped up in this game. I mean, I know we weren't going up against starters, guys. So I'm not saying not kind of overhyping or anything like that, but it was just I was seeing these plays happen on defense and offense, and I'm like, this is what I need to see all year from these guys. This is what we I need to see from them all year long. So, it was an interesting game overall. Unfortunately for Sam Darnold getting carted off the field and with a high ankle sprain, sounds like he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with and we also know that Matt Corral's out for the year with that elbow injury. So within the last week, both Darnold and Corral went down with injuries, and now that's completely shifting the outlook of the quarterback room. So and Corral suffered it was called a Liz Frank injury, which was in the preseason game against New England, which it was a season-ending injury. And then Darnold rolled his ankle on the defensive lineman CJ Brewer, and he was unable to walk off the field under his own strength. So he ended up trying to get up again. I remember watching that, and then he sat right back down, and so he's going to be out to 4 to 6 weeks. And then, of course, as far as our kicker Zane Gonzalez, apparently that this groin injury that he has is a long term injury, and so I know there's some guys that we've been talking to bring in to. Uh, Matt Rule did state that there is some guys that he's thinking about bringing in to try out and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm kind of curious who they're gonna bring in and everything. I do not like this background. I don't know about y'all. I'm kind of just like over it at this point. So we're just gonna go with the blur background. And we'll give you a little bit. Give you the little bit of the flag there. How about that? There we go. Let's change that up. There we go. All right. Hanging out, chilling. There we go. Perfect. All right. There we go. So yeah, I mean, so let's get back to what I was talking about here. But yeah, so I mean, those are kind of some significant things that sucks from the whole Buffalo Bills game. But overall, that's things that I was seeing from the defense and from Baker Mayfield and guys like Shi Smith stepping up and Deontay Foreman stepping up in those games, and seeing YGM and Chin and especially Derek Brown. I really need to see something from Derek Brown this year. Out of anybody on the defense, that's the guy that I need to see step up this year and actually, make some decent plays with the team. Let's see here. Now, as of right now, I mean, obviously some of y'all may know this, but we traded offensive lineman Dennis Daly and got a 2024 7th round pick to Tennessee. So in exchange for a 2024 5th round pick. Now, since we all know Daly was selected back in the 6th round of the 2019 NFL draft, he did appear in like 34 games, and he made like 21 starts. From the training camp, I mean, Daly had a solid training camp, but there's not much of a path for him to have play time here. Especially for being a 4th-year lineman. So, and then of course, as we all know, the big trade with Jacksonville getting Laviska Shenault. Now we all know that Carolina was previously engaged with trade talks with New York Jets about Denzel Mims before striking a deal with the Jags. Shenault is a former 2nd round pick back in the 2020 draft. He hauled in 63 receptions that year for about 619 yards back in 2021. And then he registered for 600 yards and 5 touchdowns. A lot of people didn't really seem to like it, at least from the Carolina fan base that I saw, which was kind of interesting to see because, I mean, Shenault every year since he's been on Jacksonville has had over 600 yards. And last year, our second best wide receiver last year didn't even have over 600 yards. So I think that he is definitely was worth the trade and definitely worth the look at. I don't know if people are. I guess because people are so high on Terrace Marshall because he's such a big body. But I feel like the mobility of like Shenault could actually help this offense very well. I mean, Shenault could be also a slot guy, but we could also see they use him kind of like of a Deebo Samuel kind of ordeal, which I've apparently in Jacksonville they kind of did that. I haven't got to watch him enough in Jacksonville, but from what I've seen in the videos that I have, like some highlights of him, I have seen them put him in that Deebo Samuel kind of style. So the mobility, the versatility that he has could benefit and fit in perfectly with this offense, I think. I kind of thought that maybe they would use DJ Moore in a Deebo Samuel style because in Maryland, Moore was used that way a little bit in Maryland. So And I think that we're going to start. I'm wondering if we're going to start seeing more wide receivers that come in this league, or in even others that are going to be used more like how Debo Samuel or Cordell Patterson are. But we'll see. I think it's an interesting thing to think about and talk about, especially with the wide receiver position. Um, but I like the trade. I think Chenault's going to fit in nicely. Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously he's going to be fighting up against like Rashad Higgins and Shi Smith and and others who are going to be and the wide receivers that are going to be on this team besides DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. Obviously I think they're already, we already know they're 1 and 2, and I think Terrace Marshall is going to be fine. I think we might end up seeing a, a complete 6 to 7 wide receivers on the team. Who knows? I mean, it happens in the NFL. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, I know that we are going to go over the 53-man roster. Just kind of wanted to give my opinions on kind of the updates and basically what happened last Friday with the preseason game. So really what we're going to talk about though today is we're really going to really dive into the whole quote thing of Sam Darnold, or not Sam Darnold, sorry, Baker Mayfield, what he said about the week 1 against the Cleveland Browns, which was very interesting to me, because now on Twitter and stuff like that, things are coming out to say that, well, the person he like spoke to said that she got, I mean, well, first off, all right, let's talk about what he said. So we know Baker Mayfield had this interview with with the person from NFL Network, I think she's from, or the podcast on NFL Network. I can't even remember her name. It was something Nicole like Furland or something like that. Let me see if I can find it here. It was on. It's been all over Twitter all day. Let's see here. I'm about to find it. Unless did I tweet it? I might have tweeted it. Oh, crap. I think I did tweet it. Let's see here. Okay. So Cynthia Freeland, she's a part of Around the NFL podcast. Okay. She's always okay. All right, so I know who. Okay, I know exactly who she is. They never showed her face, so but now I know who she is. I know exactly who she is. And she goes, she said that she ran into Baker at the game, or at the Brown or the Bills game, and then she said that he said that he's going to fuck them up. And then now she's responding that, well, he really didn't say that, which is kind of weird because it's a bit odd for a sideline reporter to share a direct quote from Baker. She got in a non-interview situation on a very popular, I think it was like Nick Carbone like tweeted this, and he said, which is, I mean, it was kind of interesting what he said. He said it was a bit odd for a sideline reporter to share a direct quote from Baker. She got in a non-interview situation on a very popular NFL podcast. Which it's, I mean, I've watched it and listened to it multiple times, and then you tell everyone to stop making a big deal out of it. But then she also, I saw a tweet earlier before I got on here, that she was like kind of like going back to saying that he didn't say that. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. But I don't know, man. Like these reporters, man, it's just like, I mean, even if Baker did say it, like, you know, now if that isn't, if that's not Baker Mayfield from the Cleveland that we all know and everybody loved, I really don't know really what is. Like, I mean, it seems as if like Baker Mayfield is ready for revenge when it comes to playing the Browns. We all can see that. And the real question is now though, which Mayfield will we see week 1? Will we see Mayfield that gets antsy in the pocket and creates a lot of his own pressure and a few forced throws that easily get turned into interceptions? Or are we going to see the cool, calm, collective Mayfield who stands in the pocket, takes the check down, and runs the offense the way it's supposed to be, And we all know we've seen a guy who could take a team to a Super Bowl. I mean, at least in my opinion, I've seen him play to that level. But I've also seen a guy in Baker where I have no idea how he was drafted at number 1. And I'm just being completely honest here. Like one thing for sure though is Mayfield is motivated for this week 1 game, which as he should be. And I think the Browns better show up and ready for a fight. I think that Baker Mayfield, obviously with this quote, is obviously he's ready to fuck him up. So, I mean, he said what he said. At the end of the day, it's emotions, it's football. Um, and I hope that we see the calm and collective Baker Mayfield and not the one that tries to be Mr. Hero Baker. I guess you can say. So, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was a funny quote. I thought that it was great, but I just don't understand why this reporter who comes off of a big, huge podcast goes from tells everybody, what it is or what it's about. Or I mean, not what it's about. Like, what am I even saying right now? I'm tripping all over my words. It's been a long day today, guys, but I just wanted to hop on here anyways. Um, goes on there and says what she said about what he said. And then she's like, well, why are y'all making a big deal out of it? Well, because he said he's going to fuck him up. And I think that's hilarious. But that's the Baker that we all know and love. Or at least I've known and love even from the Oklahoma days. He's just got that dog in him, and he always is going to be like that. And I'm sure he did say it, but I don't know why she would back off the word. I would think it's great publicity and great for her, but whatever. I think sometimes these reporters just don't know, I guess, right from wrong. I don't know. I don't think she did anything wrong, and I don't think Baker Mayfield did anything wrong, but some people could disagree with me. Guys, make sure you smash that like button for me. Much appreciated. You can show your support just by doing that. That's good enough for me for right now. Feel free to hit that subscribe button at any time. Also, you're more than welcome to get in the comments. Start commenting. I'll show people off every time they pop up and comment and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and I've already talked about the preseason game against the Buffalo Bills. Kind of give you my opinion on that. Kind of like my takeaways from it. We talked about the trades recently and the injury reports, and then we talked about the Baker Mayfield quote and getting Chenault in this wide receiver lineup. But now I really want to dive into, let's see here. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to share a tab here, and I want to go over this 53 man roster here. Hold on. I got to pick the right tab though. Yes. So this is coming off of Cat Crave, and I got to find it. This one. All right. So as you can see, we've got the 53 man roster or not the 53-man roster, but we've got basically the cut tracker for the 53-man roster. And so far, here's your Deontay Brown. Um, all these names in here, just based off looking at them. And I was looking at him, the one that like kind of like sticks out to me the most really is probably the probably like the three, like I think, and I agree with this kind of article. The first three, I'm kind of surprised. Keith Kirkwood, I feel like has been trying to get on this team for like the past 2 to 3 years, maybe even 4. I thought Daryl Johnson was solid enough to make this team. Deontay Brown, I thought was solid enough too, but obviously maybe he just couldn't keep the weight off. I'm not really sure. Brandon Hatcher, you said you read my mind. Yeah, I'm like those first three: Deontay Brown, Daryl Johnson, Keith Kirkwood. Those guys really, to me, were kind of a shock. Not really as much with the Keith Kirkwood thing because of how much room there is on this wide receiver. This wide receiver room. But obviously with Deontay Brown, I just think that it was probably I don't know the true reason. I wonder if they have it in this article, if they know why the true reason was they cut him. Yeah. So the conditioning and weight issues blighted his time with the team. So Brown just couldn't keep the weight off. And then Cade May, came in and made him just look, silly probably. Daryl Johnson, they said that he was waived the defensive area. Considering the lack of depth Carolina has on edge, Johnson had a big opportunity. As I've seen, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's why I was saying like the Daryl Johnson thing. I'm surprised that we didn't keep him. Reading the reason why they let. I thought he had a solid offseason from what I was seeing and hearing from him. Unfortunately, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. Keith Kirkwood, it's the same thing. I just think that this wide receiver room is just like it says. It says even in this, the crowd it finds life difficult in a crowded wide receiver room. Yeah, it makes sense. The guys that we have on there, unfortunately, are just better. So then we get down to the rest of this list. I kind of had high hopes for John Lovett just because he's a Penn State boy, but because I like Penn State, but it is what it is. Charleston Rambo, I kind of was hoping to see more out of him. He just didn't show up. Kenny Robinson, when you got Xavier Woods, you don't need him. Same thing with Justin Burris, with these guys, let's see anything else in here. For the most part, with the rest of these people, besides Brandon Zystra and Kalon Barnes, I was kind of hoping Kalon Barnes would make it because of how fast he is, but it's unfortunate. And then, Zystra being our ace kind of guy for the, punt and kick return. So I don't know. This one's kind of self-explanatory for us. The cuts that we made are very I think kind of just self-explanatory. We have everything we need. At least, especially in the wide receiver room, the tight ends, they're just going to basically, Carolina's just going to take the best players that are available. And the guys that got cut were just were not as good. And obviously, that one was Deontay Brown, Kirkwood's another reason, Daryl Johnson. I'm kind of curious about what they said about these other people. So let's see. Samadri Hopper and offensive line Mike Horton were also let go. In Horton's case, he's another practice squad candidate. So practice squad. John Lovett enjoyed a strong preseason, including impressive showing against the Bills, which he did. That's not enough to Penn State. Okay. Yeah, so that makes sense because Chenault's a rival. Like I said, they could be possibly using Chenault in the run game. Linebacker Johnson was brought in pretty late and was made. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Defensive end Lawson, latest stint in Carolina is also over, but he's in another that could enter practice squad. So practice squad, undrafted wide receiver, let go as anticipated. Sam Teckleberg, saw time on the field, former college. Yeah. Yeah, but once you've got Bradley Bozeman, Pat Affline, you don't need three centers, so that makes sense. I mean, I kind of figured that one. Charleston Rambo. Yeah, I mean, he's the wide receiver group is too strong. The impact made by cornerback Tate Hayes throughout his time with Panthers, even though, I mean, most of these guys are just very self-explanatory. Well, I mean, Kenny Robinson is obviously self-explanatory because he got uh, ejected from both of the joint practices with the New England Patriots both times. So either way, defensive injury. Yeah, I mean that the Zystra thing is still kind of, I mean, he was a consistent wide receiver and he was very good on special teams. And throughout camp, which what I saw and heard, he was having a great camp. And so, but when you're signing guys like Rashad Higgins, bringing in Chenault, and then Shi Smith is showing up in these games, I mean, no wonder they're going to let him go. Let some of these guys go. He was always going to be a development project that could help the special teams consider role guys, but I'm surprised Barnes is a lock to make the practice squad if he clears waivers. Okay, so practice squad for Kellen Barnes, practice squad player. Okay. So yeah, I mean, most of these guys were self-explanatory. So now let's go look at the final product. I was always curious. Let's see here. Do they have the final product? Let's see. Let's see if they got the final product here, or at least for the most part. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna share. Let me share this with you guys. All right, guys. You can also throw in some questions in the comment section. I do not mind answering any questions as we go over this. All right, so let's go into this 53-man roster here, and let's see what they. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here. Now let's go look at the final product here. At least for the most part, till things change out. They're always gonna change. All right, so here we go. All right, so now okay, perfect. Now you can see my screen. All right, can you see my screen or is it better like this? Oh, that's probably better like that, ain't it? All right, so Brandon Hasher. Yeah, feel free to comment amongst yourselves, guys. Feel free to comment and in the comment section. Make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in, guys. Much appreciated. Yeah. All right, so as we're going through this here, so now as of right now, quarterbacks are Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, PJ Walker. We all know Sam is injured, so right now It sounds like he won't be back till like week 3 or week 4, leading into which I think will be week 3 will be against the Saints. So that's the time span we have until Sam Darnold's back. Now, obviously, hold on 1 second, guys. All right, perfect. All right, so Baker Mayfield, yep, and then PJ Walker. Like I was saying, so Sam Darnold's going to be out until week 3. Probably won't return till we play the Saints, or maybe I think he won't return till Arizona Cardinals, which I think is week 4, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure I got that correct. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. I'm pretty sure that from our schedule we play the Cardinals week 4. Yep. All right, I was right about that. Okay, perfect. So yeah, that's the time span on Sam Darnold right now. Then you got Christian McCaffrey, Deontay Foreman, Chuba Hubbard. I also am wondering if Chuba Hubbard might be kind of worried with the whole Chenault thing. I'm kind of curious if he's worried at all. Ian Thomas, Tommy Trimble, Giovanni Ricci, Steven Sullivan. We all know that Ian Thomas and Trimble are athletic, so those guys are going to be more of our route runners. I mean, Trimble can block. I mean, so can Ricci and Thomas. Thomas are pretty good blockers. Ricci, I know, is more of a for me. I mean, from watching him and stuff, I know he's more of like a special teams kind of guy. And then a lot of people are saying that Sullivan is could be I guess like a breakout player kind of ordeal. Like a lot of people like his. I know from the coaching staff that they like his size. A lot of these guys they like and his receiving ability. I think, or even saying that in here. I wasn't even reading it. Sorry. But anyways, now we're going to wide receivers, and it says 7. That's crazy. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Chenault, Terrace Marshall, Shi Smith, Higgins, and Andre Roberts. So I'm guessing that they're going to use Chenault too a little bit. And I'm guessing they're going to use him in the special teams. Maybe Robinson. It's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure. I guess I could see Chenault being a special teams kind of guy, but he's a big body. All right, offensive lineman. This is kind of obvious. You got Aquanu, Christensen, Affline, Corbett, Moten, Bozeman, Irving, Jordan, and Mays. Good thing about Bradley Bozeman, there is a possibility of his return week 1. So I'm hoping that happens because he's definitely better than Affline. Now let's look at the defensive ends and tackles. So the defensive linemen, we got Burns, Matos, Haynes, Barno. Then you got Brown, Ioannidis, Roy, Nixon, Hoskins, and McCall. That's right. I forgot about McCall. He was the boy out of Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Undrafted rookie out of Kentucky. Okay. All right. So linebackers, Shaq Thompson, Damian Wilson, Louisville, Littleton, Brandon Smith. Yeah. That was going to be that. Let's see. Corners. Good. Defensive backs. So we got cornerbacks. We got obviously Horn, Jackson, Henderson, Taylor, and Oliver the third. Safeties. Got Chin, Xavier Woods, Miles Hartsfield, Sam Franklin, Sean Chandler. Okay. All right. Punters. Hecker, JJ Jansen. All right. Well, there's your 53-man roster as of right now, or for the most part, but still to be continued, I think, from at this point. Yep. So, but yeah, so now I'm going to leave the floor open to you guys that are joining. Love to kind of like just finish off this live stream with just a nice like little Q&A for you guys. More than welcome to comment in the comment section. Definitely a nice little Q&A action here. So, questions and answers, bring it at me. I'm ready to go. Hold on one second here. Let's do this just so y'all can. Well, I don't need that, do I? Not really. Yeah, a little Q&A action, guys. More than welcome to comment in the comment section and ask me some questions. Let's see here. Q&A. Let's get it. So ask away in the comment section. Any questions you may have for the upcoming season. Obviously, next week leading up to the Browns game, I'm definitely going to be giving updates and definitely previews and picks for next week's for the next week's game leading up to it. Then I'm also I have a brand deal coming in. I have a brand deal I'm working on, so be on the lookout for that. Negotiations are coming in right now, so be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be a fun ride with that. Brandon Hatcher with the first Q&A question. First question here. Is Corral's injury the same Cam had? I don't remember if Cam had a Liz Frank injury. I'd have to look it up. I don't think it's the same, but I could be wrong. Let me see. Well, he fractured the scapula in his right shoulder. What did he have? Head cranial. He had a rotator cuff tear back in 2016. He had a chest rib fracture back in 2014. A back vertebral fracture. He had a hand injury back last year. A knee strain. Good Lord, this guy's had more sprained ankles than well, he had a PDO Liz Frank sprain. Jeez. I'm pretty sure. I think Matt Corral's, though, is season injury. So a sprain, I don't think would be a season injury, but I could be wrong. Interesting. Let's see here. Jay Sky, I think, or Jay Ski. I don't know which one it is, but we're going to go with Ski or Sky. Do you think will be better at stopping the run this year? I hope so, because I don't like the matchup against week 1 and going against Nick Chubb. I will say that. I think we can be. I like the setup of Ioannidis being in there. I'm hoping that YGM is going to step up this year. Also, I think it's also going to come down to Derek Brown. I think overall with this team and these guys, I think Derek Brown's the guy on defense that I need to see who can fill in stop the run and help Brian Burns and get more sacks. Like, I mean, be that guy that just kind of doesn't have to put up the big stats, but just puts enough pressure on the quarterback to force YGM or even Ioannidis, or it means someone on the defensive line, though, between Ioannidis and Derek Brown just needs to step up and force pressure enough to give YGM or Brian Burns those sacks. And I think also it comes down to our linebacking core filling in those gaps. But I think the biggest thing to stopping the run this year is I think it's going to be fill those gaps with the linebackers. And I want to see Derek Brown step up. I think if those things happen, then yes. Glenn Conley. What do you think our roster stacks up against other rosters? Will we go after any other players? I think defensive. I mean, we all know that this defense last year was top 10. At one point we had the number one, I think, passing defense in the league or something like that. What was our rankings last year on defense? Defensive ranking. Defensive ranking 2021, right? Yeah. So, I mean, all right. So, I mean, overall, unfortunately, we had the 30th worst defense, but I think it was because we had a really strong defense at the beginning of the season. But I mean, we did fall off after they started playing. When we did start playing other teams, but we did end up with the number 2 defense in yards per game allowed, but we were the number 21 defense ranked in points per game. So the problem is we got exposed by when we played a good quarterback, and then and then we finished 30th again in the red zone. So that's a problem. You're not stopping teams in the red zone, and then you got 26 in takeaway, so you're not forcing turnover. So I think the pass rush should still be good this year, and I think that JC Horn can emerge as a shutdown corner, and the rest of the town and depth leaves. I think with the depth that we have there, I think we're definitely a top 10 defense this year. And will we go after any other players? I would, and if anybody that Smith, because we need if we could get Raquan Smith, we would move Raquan to the middle and then move Shaq to the outside, and it would help us. I mean, that trade or getting him and signing him would be the best thing we could do for our defense. I think is Raquan Smith is a guy that we need. I really do. Calvin Oubre. Let's see what you got here. Guys, if you're just joining, make sure you pound that like button. Also, guys, please, that's all I ask. That's all I can ask. That's all I need from you. It helps out a lot. Will Deontay Foreman have a big impact this year? I hope so, because I want him to take away carries from CMC. And I think the Chenault thing could be a possibility of that too. Like I said, I want CMC to get 20 touches a game. That is as most as that man needs, because when he had 20 touches a game, that was when he stayed healthy, and that's when we saw the 1,000-yard rushing, 1,000-yard season. And then I think that if Deontay Foreman can step up and kind of fill in those extra 7 to 10 touches, then yes, I think he could be a big impact. And when he did step, if you remember last year when Derrick Henry went out, he stepped up. So I'm hoping to see some of that impact that he had when that we saw last year when Derrick Henry went down. So yeah, I'm hoping that he does have a big impact. Guys, keep the questions coming. We're doing a little Q&A to finish up the night here. Let's say Gabriel Courtney. He asked, "Do you think J.C. Horn will have a breakout season?" I do. I do. I really do. I see J.C. Horn being a shutdown guy. I think he's going to shut dudes down. I think we're going to see it this year. And I know I might be a little biased just because I'm a Gamecock fan. Um, I just think that, yeah, I think that you definitely will. I think we definitely will see J.C. Horn have a breakout year. And I'm looking forward to it. I like C.J. Henderson too. I think C.J. Henderson could also be a breakout guy because, I mean, technically, we really haven't seen him break out, and neither did the Jags. So I think I'd like to see both of those guys break out. Um, do you think our kicker situation will hurt us throughout the season? Well, I mean, yes, and I mean, well, yes and no. It's a yes and no question. The reason why I say that is it depends who we get to replace Gonzalez. So let's see you know what? Let's look it up right now. Let's look up NFL kickers that are available right now. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and share this with you guys. So we're on Spot Track. I don't know if y'all have ever used Spot Track, but it's a wonderful thing. Spot Track is a wonderful thing. All right, so free agents right now. These are available players. We could get Sam Elliott Fry, Matt Amendola. Did they sign him? I don't know if New York Giants signed him. I'm not sure if the Giants signed him or not. Let's see if Elliott Fry is available. That's probably me being a South Carolina boy. He does not become a free agent till next year. But or is he a free agent right now? Is he a free agent right now? Oh, they signed him. Never mind. Why does it say available then? I don't like these. Okay. What about who's Sam Ficken? I mean, there's not much to deal with, but we better start contacting these guys because, I mean, there ain't a lot left. This guy's a free agent. I don't know what he did last year. Oh, did he? Yeah, he signed. He didn't sign it right now. Anyways, it could yes and no to your question. The kicker situation, yes or no. Just depends who we bring in. Come on, show me. All right, Nick H. Do you think Shi Smith will still have an impact when the season starts? I mean, this wide receiver room is pretty dang deep now with everybody. I think we can definitely see him on the special teams. I like him in the slot. I know a lot of people might prefer maybe DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson in the slot. I kind of like Robbie Anderson and DJ on the outside. I like because because DJ's a big guy, and he's got the body and the strength to go up and for Mayfield to kind of like toss it up for him to go up and get it. I think Shy is a very interesting player. It's very tough for me right now at them adding Chenault to see. I think Chenault is the number 3 guy now. I think Terrace Marshall moves down. I think Shi Smith moves down, then Rashad Higgins, then Andre Roberts. But that's just my order. I mean, and I'm a little biased being a Gamecock guy because I've seen Shi Smith in college and watching him play. I mean, the guy is a playmaker. He's a stud. He gets open. He's a route runner. He's everything that you would want in a wide receiver. But it's hard when you have so many guys that have had better careers than him. He's still fresh, basically fresh meat. But I guess we'll see. I think he's going to see some playing time. But I like the fact that we're getting a guy that has averaged over 600 yards per year since he's come in the league, and Chenault is that guy. So it's just that Chenault is very, you can move him in so many places, and he's got the mobility and speed. And I think that we're going to see, this is going to be an interesting offense. I think with Chenault, I think we're going to see an impact from Chenault. I mean, and a significant impact, and it's going to help out everybody else on this team. It's going to help out CMC. It's going to help out Robbie. It's going to help out DJ, especially on this offense. It's going to help our starters out with him having that mobility and availability to move the ball around with him, whether that's in the slot or in the backfield, you know? And it's the same thing with that question that Calvin asked me earlier. This one, will Deontay Foreman have a big impact this year? I think so, but I think now with Chenault, we might see some run plays with him because he had that kind of style back at in Jacksonville. So I'm very intrigued by that trade with the Chenault trade. I like it. I mean, I know we were maybe targeting Mims because I heard about it, but I think that Mims is the reason why we didn't get Mims was because I think the Jets are asking too much money for him. Feel free to keep the questions coming, guys. At any time, feel free. We'll hang out for about um I'll hang out for about 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. Make sure that everybody is pounding that like button, please. That's it. Just pound the ever living shit out of it. That's all I ask. Sorry, guys. I have no idea what happened there. Okay. I don't know why I got 2 people in here. It's so weird. It's so weird. Okay. Are you saying that do you think Chenault do I think Chenault is like Curtis Samuel 2.0? I mean, that's what I'm thinking they're gonna use him like Curtis Samuel. That's who I think they're gonna use Chenault like. I really do. I could see him being a Curtis Samuel style kind of guy. That's just me though. Um, I just think it all depends. Yeah, feel free to keep the questions coming, guys. I'm gonna hang out for about another 5-10 minutes, just doing a nice little Q&A to finish up the night after the topics we were talking about. I still think it's funny about the whole Baker Mayfield thing, though, what he said. So that's what I'm still like. Also, guys, also be on the lookout for the once we reach that 2,500 subscribers, I am going to be doing a 2 home game ticket giveaway to one of the Panthers home games. So definitely going to be doing that. Also just kind of want to give you an update there. You know, there is a brand deal coming, so be on the lookout for that. There's definitely going to be some codes and kind of like giveaway things that I'll be doing with that to kind of get y'all involved. Also, as always, you know, make sure you pound the ever living fuck out of that like button. Also, every Sunday I am going to be going live for the games. So I will be like commentating, doing a little play by play of the games, you know, watching them over, you know, either at my house or at a friend's house. Hell, even at a bar. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm going to be live streaming every Sunday of every Carolina Panthers game. So also be on the lookout for next week. I'm definitely going to be doing some everything leading up to the week 1 game. Next week is going to be a busy week of me. Either I might be going live, maybe I'll start going live more. If y'all want to see me go live more, let me know. Feel free to comment on this video or any of my other videos saying, you know, you would love to see me go live more. Maybe I'll start going live more. Also, but yeah, definitely going to be live every Sunday, but gonna try to maybe go live once a week. Maybe I'll start going live every Tuesday or Wednesday. Maybe get a video out on Monday, go live Tuesday or Wednesday, get another video out, maybe go live again. So we'll see. But anyways, all right. Well, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Make sure you pound that like button on your way out, or as you have. Hopefully, some of y'all did that already as you came in. Much appreciated. I appreciate y'all joining the live. If you do have any more comments or questions to ask me, feel free to comment even after this video. I will respond. As always, before I leave you guys, you all know what to do. Keep pounding, guys.